Oh, good Lord. I mean, it's actually working for a change? Okay. What's going on, fellow zombies? Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we losing our minds? Because on the East Coast right now, it's already the 20th of January of 19, actually, yeah, January 20th of 2025. So it's Monday on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, it's still the 19th. It's 10:33 at night, and my body and my brain are asking me, how come you're not back in bed sleeping? I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit nervous like everybody else. Got set up for so many years and so many months to this second coming of the trash bag. I'm sorry, Trump. Martin Luther King holiday, and the trash services are not even working out here. Well, looks like I'll be dumping my trash in the garbage cans and can't do anything about Washington D.C. They're on their own regarding that one. I'm just saying. Martin Luther King birthday. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. Had to put in the junior on that one. Well, I'm glad it's not the 17th. That would have been a horrible day right there. January 20th on a Monday, or whatever the Monday is going to be for that one, according to the U.S. Constitution. At 12 noon on East Coast time, didn't say anything about West Coast time. It said something about the West Coast time. If it was West Coast time, well, then it would have been a hell of a lot different. 3 hours ahead of us. No, I got to suffer through it around 9 o'clock or earlier than that. Right now it's quiet. Not just in the neighborhood, but also my home. I'm waiting for Sheila must be the bay to pick up on the lack of scent, and she'll be waking up whining her face off. That's my dog for you. She's senior, old, blind, deaf, got a nose, and she is catatonic every time. She is very crazy, especially when I'm not around her all that much. How else I'm going to be able to deal with this holiday season? Yeah, let's see. It could have been an earthquake. 31 years ago, already past the anniversary for that one, for 1994, changed everything else going on. And now we've got this situation happening here with a political earthquake happening, and everybody else having conniption fits across the board, across everywhere. World's going nuts on the damn thing. And other voters are just wondering why they made the choices they did. What's old Gasbag do for the past couple of days? Sets up Bitcoin and starts raking in the money again. He starts breaking federal laws. As soon as he gets in the office and becomes another federal employee of the United States government, highest ranking one, he's still subject to the law, unless, of course, he's still thinking he's above the U.S. Constitution like he did last time. They do have rules and regulations for not making a profit while you're a federal employee, especially in that kind of level. But no, he's going to be changing everything around. The fears and phobias and everything else that he's been saying these days. Shout out to former POTUS Biden on this one. Sir, you wanted this. No, I take that back. You were cringing on it concerning about TikTok. You knew this was going to be coming up. But you're going to let him have it, and you're just going to kick back and watch all hell break loose. And not to mention the legacy is not exactly going to be peaches and cream and strawberry shortcake for you. It ain't. You're already inheriting the Middle East crisis, and now you're passing it over to the Trump, and you think he's going to be solving the damn shit. He didn't solve very much with the Palestinian situation, did he, or the COVID? But now, We got 2 years before midterm. Then after that, we got him to deal with. Isn't that fun? So how am I supposed to be dealing with it over here in the West Coast? Well, we're dealing with the aftermath about a week and a half of windstorms tearing apart Southern California. I came across a meme on Facebook regarding North Carolina dealing with the winter sessions out there, not to mention when Katrina came over and visited them with hurricane winds and blew things over like crazy. But FEMA was still out there helping them out last time I checked, and last time they were doing news cycles on it. So I'm not quite sure how come that one saying, how come they haven't helped us out yet? Well, it's been reported that FEMA had been from a news agency, your local areas. Tell me something I don't know. The other thing I probably would have had to put a correction on to some of the videos I've made on there, and usually I don't like to pull them back or make corrections, but I may, in a certain aspect of it came coming down for the internet era. Yeah, I remember that era. We turn 59 at the end of this month. I should be remembering something about that damn era. Pong coming out, getting people's attention, but the computers have already been out in corporations, companies, governments. Just the personal stuff had to be had to come out, and then the personal stuff came out. Different forms, functions, and then somebody actually had the audacity of thinking, why can't we have bulletin boards? Well, they made the bulletin boards. Wild, wild west being created right in front of our own eyes. Digital forms, zeros and ones, and keyboards that we cannot live without these days, either by small electronic device or by various land-based items, including using this kind of device right here. Anybody recognize what this thing is? Last time I checked, it was called a keyboard, but I could have been wrong. Amazon could have named it for something else. Oh, okay. They called it Amazon Basics. Okay, so it's called an Amazon Basic. Is that called a keyboard? So what's this thing on my laptop here? And then over here, oh, it's a mini keyboard in it, built into the mechanism. Okay. See, yes, all for us have a problem with that one, don't we? Gen Xers, they call us. Because we're born from a certain time period, they call us different things. But these different things, I remember growing up when seeing video games coming out, arcades popping up, and all hell breaking loose. Arcades didn't come out because of video games. Arcades were there well before the video games. You ever heard of pinball, shuffleboard, air hockey? Yeah, those fun things. They had them. And video games had to take over everything else. But then you can put the video games in your own home with game consoles. Get bloodier, get violent, get crazy as you see them over in the stand-up games in the arcades. But what about plugging in the zeros and ones in a format that you can actually see some of those characters come to life, or see text come to life and programming comes to life? Gee, Gen Xers is looking at this kind of stuff that the earlier boomers were trying to go through with punch cards, and seeing these television screens called the CRTs, cathode ray tubes. Yeah, they call them mini frames out there. Big son of a bitch standing this high with a printer on top of it. Take out the printer, you can put in a fresh disk in there. Huge round monstrosity. The mini computers, but the smaller computers, well, you said had a tower or flat thing here instead of a tower, and shove disks in it. Floppy magnetics or hard copies. Hard covers. They'd later advance in those things. Atari 606 or 800s had the floppies. They called them the floppies because they were kind of floppy. Cardboard covering over a magnetic seal. Because you had to be careful with those things. And then there's the plastic stuff that actually had a metal cover that covered a magnetic disc in there. Smaller, but supposed to be powerful because it stored a potential gigabyte. Wow. How many games did we happen to load up in the computers for those to play? And then we didn't hear too much about the controversies happening, except maybe violent video games and stuff like that. Yes, nice early days. And then you go into stores and discover they got bulletin boards. Wow. Communication with other people. Yes. And then you look at magazine stands all over the place. You got AOL. I'm sorry, AOL. Uh, inundating everybody and trying to get subscribers. Of course, they do charge an arm and a leg, especially when you get signed up for the service. I mean, free, yeah, for offer maybe about an hour or two, and then they give you the plan. How much are you going to take out of the damn checkbook? So that's what we kept seeing. I remember that. I remember that. I remember seeing the game reviewers. One thing I wasn't paying attention as a kid or a teenager during those days was actually growing up as being a teenager. Controversy. Till I started bringing up pulling up all those computer magazines and newspapers off the streets, the stands, and reading what was going on. Congress had more problems concerning about the video games and their violent tendencies instead of the bulletin board problems or interconnection issues. And World Wide Web comes up and scares the crap out of people. Now you got more places to go. Now you got speeds to deal with. Now you got the inter, uh, telecom providers out there besides dealing with the land base of telephone options. You can hook up through your modem through the telephone. Either get charged an arm and a leg or maybe not. Get a dedicated line or two for the computers and for the routers. That would have been better. Cost you an arm and a leg for the installation. And for having an additional line if you can afford it. If you're a company, you could try to afford it. Be part of the operating expenses. But as somebody running it off a home, you better have some extra cash. Sometimes they did charge it. I like once you see the phone bill and see parents go crazy and you go crazy over the damn thing. How many times did I told you not to say that? Oh, but mom, I was just playing with my kid and I was doing this. Oh, God. That was a nightmare in itself. A royal nightmare. Ian, what's up? Anyway, I didn't hear too much controversies on the television or the radio. It was usually in the print that they would talk about issues with the telecoms and other things, unless they're going to be having a public issue. The thing is, I was trying to search through YouTube about this one. I was trying to see if they actually had anything on C-SPAN, any of the archived records concerning about this stuff. All I keep coming across is people in the other chat boards having, I remember when. I was trying to find some factual information to back up one or two of my videos when I was talking about the internet issues we've been having. I mean, over the past 10, 15, almost 20 years, within that period, I could try finding some references here and there. Maybe within the last 5 years, more references of the damn thing. But nothing prior to that to back up the statements I was making. That's the thing that was pissing me off all the time. It really was. I was hoping maybe, just maybe, I could find something to really back it up and maybe back up my own damn memory at this point. It's just driving me nuts. The older I get, sometimes I think my own memory is getting the best of me at this point. Because some of the stuff I remember as an old fart, sometimes it's not that relatable. Now, I know we had the TikTok crap going on. Everybody was into TikTok over the past, what was it, several years since it came up, and everyone else has been making businesses out of it, personal stuff out of it, having fun with it. And there was a reason why I was doing some of my videos out there to talk about this kind of stuff because this is like dealing with a community cork board, something of an old fashioned and old fart like me could understand. Not to mention prior to that, people who lived prior to my age, they could understand about cork boards. People have been freaking out about the internet privacy crap. They're throwing that out there left and right. And they're still throwing it out there left and right concerning about the TikTok because it was foreign. Yeah, U.S. We had a U.S. surrogate of China company on U.S. territory hosting, sponsoring, and just doing the TikTok USA. And then we get into the fear and paranoia, and if it was justified or not with the information coming from the intelligence community on it. Biden decided, okay, fine, he's going to sign off on the bill, shuts it down. We keep coming up. I keep coming up with the independents out there. Keep pulling up news clippings left and right. Not to mention the corporate's still doing that, but kept it low key. Independents not. They're going hot and heavy on that one. So they're trying to show that the current incoming chief lunatic we're going to be having running the country for the next 4 years, and maybe longer or shorter time than that. I don't know. And they're showing his remarks left and right being contradictory left and right on it. And as soon as Biden heard about the Supreme Court case of saying that TikTok wasn't going to be, and they were just going to go bye bye. Biden says, okay, that's it. I'm walking away from this shit. I'm not dealing with it. Let Trump deal with it. So Trump said, okay, I'm going to deal with it. And TikTok goes, hooray! Switch on again. Now everybody seems to be happy, but I think everybody owes Trump for this one. I blame Biden. I'm sorry, I'm a Democrat, but I blame Biden on this damn shit. If you had thought about this one originally, about what the hell kind of a legacy he was going to be being, I don't know whether or not he should have signed on this damn thing or not. If they actually did their homework on this one, but apparently this has been about a couple of years' work, and he was taking a choice. He was taking a chance, national security over everything else, including legacy. So he was doing it for the good of the country. And after that, he said, "Okay, if that's no more, let Trump deal with it, with the aftermath. I'm not dealing with it. I'm out of there." No, he's got his own problems concerning about the Middle East situation that didn't get solved. They still got the anger, still got the hatred. They may get the conflict settled for right now, but it's still there. It's still brewing. We may get some hostages released. I'm waiting for it to break down. I'm going to wait to see if the new administration will be able to stick their nose in here and see what the hell is going on. I'm waiting for that thing to go. I'm waiting for the independents to. Oh, I heard her. She's got her ears broken. She's got her nose twinkling. She knows I'm not there yet. She's going to have an issue with me. She's going to be winding her face out in a few minutes, and I'll probably have to put the headset down, bring her over here, and embarrass the crap out of her. That's my dog for you. What do you expect from a senior lady? But how do you expect from the senior old fart that thinks everything else should be coming to him, where he scams people left and right, even before he gets in office, and he's doing this stuff? Oh my God, he's got the he's got a large ego to feed. Apparently, the monster never stops feeding, one way or another. Now he'll take the credit, and he'll be the credit for the TikTok. I mean, he started the damn thing to be downfalled, and then he brings it back up again. Of course, he's going to deny it. The press will try to bring it up, but it's the independents will be keeping all that information somehow and making sure that works. The chats. What's that? Sleep? Rest? You got to be kidding me. A deal with Shield must be obeyed. Which I'm still waiting for her to whine. I sleep when I can, rest when I can. But tonight it's just in tension, not dealing with her. That's not it. But because of all this stuff that we've been psyched up built up pressure wise that I feel like I'm just. It's like the apocalypse or something else happening over here that everyone is saying that the world's coming to an end at midnight. Because 12 noon, East Coast time, the swearing happens. Not outside in the cold, but in the crowded, confined spaces of the atrium of the U.S. Capitol building, where only about 200 to 300 people will be allowed. Not the rest of the massive crowds outside to see and hear and watch. Shit, the first time he went out there to do that, there wasn't that many people out there. When Obama got in, when Biden got in, they actually had mass. Not for Trump. So it's going to be a different atmosphere altogether. He had said a long time ago when he was going to get into office for the first day, he was going to act like a damn lunatic, a damn madman, a terrorist. He was going to sign a bunch of executive orders to drive people crazy. And people took him at his word that we got cities out there. At least I know Chicago is hearing about they're going to be the first strike on this one. Mass deportations. We already got enough problems right now in the world. Why the hell do we need mass deportations for? Because we have the idiots, we have the egos. They want everything safe. We're going to have a united country. And by the way, I'm taking this person over here away from your family. You're not legal. What about this person over here? Are you illegal? Show me your papers right now. You on the camera, do you have your papers? You best show them here because I'm coming over here. That's how the fear and the paranoia is working right now in us right now. It's nuts. It's nuts. And yeah, when the TikTok went down, I was hearing some people who actually posted on the YouTube here saying that they're going to the other one, to the other Chinese app, which was loosely translated as the Little Red Book. Does anybody understand what the Little Red Book means? When I was going through junior high back in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, they were talking about China. And there was this book that Mao Zedong, who was the communist leader at the time, was telling people they had to read this book and obey it. It was called The Little Red Book, or Mao's Red Book. So now we have that the people are going through. I didn't do TikTok because I wasn't quite sure how the hell to use the damn thing, and I don't even know how the hell to use Instagram. It's bad enough I'm using this damn thing here as live. There's one thing if I could try doing video and talk about myself, but live? Ugh. You kidding me? People get used to that damn shit. Constant exposure and constant practice. Yeah, I can suppose so. But for me, give me the video any day. At least I can pause it and then get on with things. But I never wanted to be in part of something that was going to be putting me through my paces like this. I thought I heard my mama getting up. I am. Oh, she's getting her bearings. She's getting a sniff. She's going to start whining pretty shortly. No, I didn't. I didn't feel comfortable with the TikTok situation at all. I mean, I'd seen the stuff that people had put on TikTok, and it was pretty interesting enough as it is. But shit, I don't know. What are you thinking? Yeah, well, I do pay Facebook, and I post a hell of a lot of crap on there. But on Instagram, shit, the only thing I did for Instagram was What was it? Several years ago when I got into a history photography class back in college, and the professor wanted us to post our work on Instagram. She was trying to teach us history of photography, but she was bringing up too much details not subject or not relevant to the subject matter we had. And it was like, why are we listening to this crap in the first place? We got A's out of the class, but I kept asking myself, I should have taken photography class instead of history. Ugh. But no, she wanted us to use Instagram, and it was the first time for me using Instagram. And after that, I said, screw it. I'm not using that damn thing again. I got used to Facebook too much. So it's all right. And yeah, TikTok is a powerful social tool. A lot of people use it for businesses and talk about their own reels of other things because I'm seeing it posted on YouTube and on Facebook. Given a short time right now as it is. Let me see something. There she goes. Almost 11 o'clock, a couple of seconds, and I'm just waiting for that. There she goes. There's that grunt. No, that's neighbor's outside dog going crazy. Not my own. There she is. Come on, Brat. She's going to do that again. She's got this habit of circling around like crazy. I'm right over here. Come here. Mama. Come on, old girl. Easy does it. Hey, right over here. Come here, honey. Bring it over. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah! Say hello to the neighbors. Yeah, tell me about it. Notifications will drive anybody else crazy, including her. She's the mama. Brat dog of Rosamond. And if I'm not with her 24/7, she whines like crazy. Last year, or actually a year before that, she was getting her along fine, but age got to her. Blindness, bit deaf, bed deaf shit. Turned out to be a very crippled old lady. And somehow she's going to be needing to use those pee pads in a few minutes. You know, say hello to the people on the social media. She wouldn't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Say hello, girl. You do a screenshot of that one there. Yeah. It's the thing about dealing with an old lady. You really have to be treating her gently. It's also scary as hell that I'm dealing with old age myself. I mean, I know I got my lifespan shortening up with hers. The hardest damn thing is when I'm dealing with a senior dog is how much time she's got left and how much love we got to shove into her. And she shoves it back. I lost too many as I was a young kid, but didn't. I grieved, but not as deeply as I do these days. I'm even grieving before she gets. Go on, honey. Yeah, get your bearings. Get your bearings, baby. She's got to get her bearings first. Yeah, I'll be back in there shortly. Give her a minute or two. She'll be waiting for me. Then I'm not in there with her. The hardest damn thing. The hardest damn thing is when you're dealing with dogs. I know they get a limited lifespan and they add enrichment to a person's life. Trust me, they do. But I deal with death on a constant thing, and I don't know what a normal person would feel if they're supposed to be dealing with death. All I know is I deal with it on a constant basis in my life. I hadn't quite got used to it just yet. I hadn't gotten the moleskin grown back. As a young kid, yeah, I experienced it with my aunt, Tormy. Actually, let's see, Uncle Al, and then Aunt May, and then Grandma. Then I had several friends, cousins, uncles, aunts, all through my lifetime. Get close enough to them, you feel the loss. You stay away from them, you don't feel the loss as much. The amount of investment that I put into their lives and they have put into mine, whoever it would have been, that makes the difference. And that's why I get the grieving and the pains. But I tell you, living with my mother all my life, and yeah, I was a mama's boy, still am, dealing with her on a constant basis, dealing with my big brother on a constant basis. There she had to go. Pat's on the other side, Ma. Give me a couple seconds, guys. I'm taking the headset off. I know, I know. Ready for you. Come on, honey. Tell John that you're ready to use. Hopefully not. Where you at? Hey, where you going? Get over there. Come on. Yeah, I know. Yeah, honey. That's the reason why I got the cats in the first place. I can't get to her fast enough. Can't trust it for her to go outside and for her to do her business. She would need her hearing and her eyesight for that. So I got the blue pads out there for her. It's a hell of an investment I make, but I try to keep the carpet floor from being that much dirtied. And then she's happy when she's done her stuff. So she may be running around. I'll be expecting that. But no, when I lost my then her dog, let's see, best friend, surrogate mom, and then big brother lastly. Oh yeah, it takes a toll. It takes a toll. But I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. I'm surviving. And I do talk about it from time to time, Ian. I do talk about it. And also, I got a therapist and a clergy to talk to. So I'm always talking about that stuff and other things happening. Right now, it's about 5 after 11. I'm not going to be doing a midnight countdown because of the old Trump shit. But I probably will be demanding something for myself, which is getting a few hours of sleep at least. I know this has been a half an hour break for me talking about this. One of the rare times I actually can go online and do these kind of things. But these things happen, and I appreciate the comments. I do. Hardly anybody pays attention to this thing, and that's all right with me. That's all right with me. I'm dealing with what I got right now as it is. I know tomorrow's going to be crazy on the West Coast. Southern California is recovering still. Uh, we still got donations pouring in. There had been reports about North Carolina still trying to struggle, and I think the FEMA's still trying to help them out as well. And there she goes. She's saying, Johnny, come back in here. You're not in here. That's my dog for you. I know the naysayers. I know the Trump naysayers are going to go crazy. I know the independents are going nuts. They're going to do the live feeds and they're going to be chewing on their fingernails. Corporate media are just trying to take it all in stride at this point. Everyone else is trying to do the suck up. I'm not. I said it before and I'll say it again. I still blame the damn voters because they wanted the chaos confusion. They didn't want Biden and Harris in the office. So now we've got the old Trump back. People wanted him. They got him. I don't know, other people who didn't vote them tried to protest, but it's well too damn late. Well too damn late. Now we got to deal with the first 2 years, deal with the midterms, see if we can get Congress and the Senate flipped. And then after that, we'll see what happens. If the world hasn't gone hell in a handbasket yet. All right. That being said, body and brain are saying, bed now. I go. And I'm all right, pal. I'm all right. And I'll still talk about things, getting things off my chest. That's why I do the YouTubes for. That's why I do the videos. I don't do the live all that much. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I'll tell you one thing before leaving here. I wasn't like this as a young kid. I was very much into books, shy as hell, introverted, scared of life and scared of death. Well, I should have been scared of death because I already been through death already 3 times. Came back to life. How else is a guy supposed to deal with that kind of crap? But no, I had to deal with everybody else. Tried to be a nice, friendly kid to everybody else, and some people weren't nice, but other people were pretty nice. As I got older, got into elementary school, I also discovered how some kids and some adults can be a royal pain in the asses. Had a few scars from those situations too. Fought like hell. Junior high wasn't supposed to fight, but supposed to deal with life in another bedroom in the same house. Of seeing how a grandmother who lived her whole life had to go through almost an undignified passing. We tried to give her as much dignity as possible. Stroke will do that to a person. But Dave and I struggled. So did other family members and friends when we could get help. High school, get through it, survive it. That's about it. Then adulthood and college, other videos to do that one. Actually, I got videos talking about that one a lot. It's either in the win files or they already been relabeled somewhere, somehow. That'll be the main gist. I tried to be outgoing. I just, I was a closet. I was a hider. Hid from things. But I guess over the last 10, 15 years, I really had to get out of my shell more and more often. I think it was about 20 or 30 years. Gradual, gradual. And now I'm talking on YouTube. Now I'm doing videos. Now I'm doing a lot of audio recordings just to get shit up my damn chest. And then I'm doing live. What the hell happened to me all this year? I'm getting too damn old for this crap. I'm old for it. All right. And things are going okay at home. I'm hanging in there, pal. Don't be sorry. I'm dealing with things that we all have to deal with shit. We're all dealing with it. And I'm glad you're talking with me because it makes the night better. And she must be obey is demanding. So, boys and girls, whoever catches the stream, even down the road, let's just hope that the next 4 years, I can't even complete that thought. Forget it. You guys have a good night. I'm coming, Mom. I'm coming already.